Summer is finally here, and with families looking for unique and money-saving ways to make the most of their summer travels, National Geographic Traveler Editor-in-Chief and author Chief Bellows is joining us from Zoo Miami to talk about Zoocations, a fun-filled way to enjoy the summer at America's zoos. So tell us, Chief, what is a zoocation?
Very simply, it's a marriage of a vacation and a zoo experience. So it's something that cooked up with Travelodge, which is nationwide, 350 places to stay. And their idea was to have you stay at a Travelodge for 2 nights and you get 2 free tickets to a zoo, preferably nearest you, but it's among 135 zoos across the country. So it's a terrific way to get kids, into the zoo experience.
And what makes the zoo a great place for families to visit?
Well, it's safe. It's a great place to encounter wildlife, especially if you got very young children who've never done that. And it's just a great bonding experience, and it's also a way to expose kids to nature, to wildlife, at a very young age, if possible. And and eventually that gets them excited about actually going out and seeing the real world, for themselves, seeing animals in the wild, whether it's a African safari. We took our kids to the Galapagos National Geographic expeditions, which allowed them to really experience wildlife in the wild, no bars, no nothing. And it's the idea is you want to start to get kids exposed to the world, excited about the world, not scared about the world, and and not just about nature and wildlife, but also about culture and different foods and basically everything that the world has to offer.
Right. And what are some other ways families can get more out of their travels this summer?
Well, I think what some of the stuff that parents and grandparents don't do is they don't involve the children. And I think that children have very specific interests, and we try to tailor our vacations to the kinds of personalities that our 2 children have. And I think that we need to do more of that. We need to get them involved in the experience. We need to stop trying to rush them through the museums and the landmarks and all the usual sort of things on the proverbial checklist, and let them lead us a little bit and just slow down and to just sit and watch and listen and follow their own noses a little bit, and treat it as a family experience and not as something that mom and dad do this and the kids go off and do that, or you stick them in a kids club while you go to the beach.
Great. And I know you mentioned programs for free admission into the zoo. So is there a way we can find free tickets to a zoo near us?
Well, the best way to find a zoo that's participating is to go onto Travelodge.com. As I said, there's 135. They're all there. And you remember that it's not just the zoo is a day, but you want to be looking for other kinds of experiences that can complement that. And I had this book out, 100 Places That Can Change Your Child's Life. The idea there is to give them other ideas that are less sort of formalized as a zoo.
Okay. And this next question, it actually came from one of our online readers. And I know I speak from experience. We are a member of our local zoo here in Ohio. And there have been often times when we have went to the zoo and you see signs everywhere that say, this animal is not here today. And one of our readers was wanting to know, is there a way to find out which animals will be out at the zoo when you visit? Or is there a best time of year to visit the zoo to ensure families get to see the most?
You can never, the problem is that animals do what they want to do. And a lot of times, the animals aren't visible because they've decided to go into the back of the cage or inside the building, and that's not something that a handler can predict or control. I think a really good idea is if you've got a local zoo, is to become a member of it, because that way you're going to get email updates and so forth. So if they closed up the panda exhibit for a week and a half, you're going to know about that kind of stuff. But zoos are a little unpredictable. The animals get sick. If it's really hot in the summer, a lot of animals will seek shade, though a lot of animals won't too. So, in many cases, there is no perfect sort of time of year because different animals, enjoy, different kinds of climates, and so it's a little bit of a crapshoot, as it is in the wild.
Right. Okay, and finally, where can we go to learn more?
Very simple, Travelodge.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.